How should I feel? Tell me, how should I feel? I feel like that's my theme song right now. I'm not sure how to feel. Hey crew, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something a teeny bit different. Normally, if you subscribe to my channel, you're used to comedy videos, makeup tutorials. I want to pigeonhole my channel into, oh, that's a makeup channel, oh, that's a comedy channel. All of us have so many different interests. I went yesterday to see Rob Zombie's 3 from Hell. I'll talk about it. I'm not gonna sit here and clamor on, oh, it was so great! Yay! It was so great to see the Firefly family again. It was great. It was great to see them, but not really that great to see them. So, alert, there will be spoilers. I will talk about the film in depth. If you want to listen, or if you want to wait till you see it, then come back, revisit, and we'll talk a little bit more in depth. Okay, so some of you may be asking, who's this little blonde-haired, colorful girl to be talking about horror, baby? What she know about that? You don't have to be a gothic person to be into gothic and horror and things like that. Although I am very much into things that bump in the night. I got bats tattooed all over me. There's things about me you don't want to know. I've always been into horror movies and metal and skulls and just different things, but I also like color and pretty. It's a monster though, but it's a colorful monster. We don't always have to be in black. Real quick, I'm going to talk about 3 from Hell. I went and saw it yesterday. It's a 3-day Fathom event. It's not getting nationwide release. And from what my research has shown, it's coming out next month on Blu-ray/DVD, digital download, whatever you people like to do. I believe October 15th, so it's coming in less than a month. You can just wait. Any Rob Zombie movie that's been to the theater, I've seen it in the theater. There were a few, I think, that were straight to DVD release, or I think 31 was a 3-day Fathom event. And after seeing it, I understand why. But I'm not hating. Don't come at me. I like some of his movies. I can appreciate certain things in each one, but I'm not a fan. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I love every single one of his movies, because I don't. When I saw Devil's Rejects at the movie theater 15, 16 years ago, I went by myself, and it didn't matter. It was great. The end scene, that 8 minutes with Freebird playing the Bloody Showdown, as it's called, I cried. I mean, it wasn't like ugly crying or anything, but it was emotional. I felt something. When a movie brings tears to your eyes, or a movie makes you feel something, it's a good movie, because not all movies can make you feel something. When I watch an Avengers movie, I don't feel nothing. Sorry, but not that you know, it's for different kind of entertainment purposes. But when a movie brings tears to your eyes, or makes you really feel something for these rotten characters, that's good storytelling. 3 from Hell, there's 3 nights. The first night, you got like a free poster. The second night, after the film, you got like a 30-minute documentary making of. And then on the third night, it's a double feature, Devil's Rejects and 3 from Hell. I got more out of the documentary after the movie than I did the movie. And hear me out. The movie we're seeing is not the movie Rob Zombie wanted to make, it sounds like. Sadly, Captain Spaulding, played by Sid Haig, is having some health issues, was having some health issues, still is having some health issues. The man's 80 years old, okay? They were all in to do this movie, and the 3 from Hell was meant to be Spaulding baby Otis. Well, you see the movie now, you see the posters now, you see this other guy, you don't see Spaulding as that 3rd from Hell, but Sid Haig, like 3 weeks before production even began, was having some health issues and wasn't physically able to perform and do all the things that Rob Zombie wanted the Captain Spaulding, aka Cutter, character to do in the film. And even in the documentary, they showed like screenshots of the script, and I caught a glimpse. It was only on the screen for a few seconds, but there was a part that wrote, I don't know if it said Cutter or Captain Spaulding, grabs a prison guard and uses it as a human shield, like when they're in prison, like probably a big prison break or a riot or something like that. I bet you there was such a cool scene that Rob Zombie had in mind for them to get out of prison. And sadly, he wasn't able to make it that way. I would love for him to be able to release that original script, do it as a graphic novel. That's what he should have did. He should have just released a graphic novel. You know, if your characters that you created can't perform and make this movie, why even make this movie? I get it. I'm sure there's some politics or money. I don't even know the ins and outs of the movie biz enough to say exactly what. Okay, this is just my conspiracy thoughts, opinions. 3 weeks before production, he found out Spaulding's not going to be able to be in this movie. And in the documentary, they actually said every actor who's in the film has to get a physical to get the green light to act in a film. And Spaulding's doctor, or Sid Haig's doctor, was like, he didn't pass. They told Rob Zombie he can't be in your movie. He didn't pass the physical. But you got to do what your doctor says. So then, basically, long story short, Rob Zombie had to pull some strings and practically beg, can I get him for one day? He's such a big part of this movie. He's one of the characters. So he had to fight to at least get Sid Haig for one day. And when you do see 3 from Hell, there's a scene kind of early on in the film where this guy is interviewing Cutter, Captain Spaulding. It's just not him. He almost doesn't act like Spaulding a little bit, but not really. He doesn't look like himself. He's lost a lot of weight. I don't know if that's health related or if he changed diet or if, you know what I mean? Like, Sid Haig's a big burly man and he's really thin now. Who knows what's going on with him? Wish him the best. Love him so much. So the scene that Captain Spaulding's in, you don't really need that scene in the movie. It doesn't give much to the film, but I understand why it's there. You need him in a scene. Long story short, the 3 survive. They each got 20 bullet holes, and the beginning of the film shows them, you know, being rolled in on the gurneys into the hospital, and they all miraculously survived. It is what it is. It goes on to say that Captain Spaulding's character died by lethal injection. They were all sentenced to death. He was the first one to die by lethal injection. And if anybody knows anything about the prison system, when you're put on death row, you could die the very next day. You could die in 20 years. So I don't want some people to be like, well, what about Baby and Otis? Why were they still around? The prison system don't work like that, honey. It's almost like they put names in a hat and they pick it. All right, so that's why. Baby and Otis have been in prison for about 10 years. And this is where it gets stupid. Kind of an important scene, but you don't realize it's important till halfway through the movie. Otis is out with other prisoners on this big flatbed truck. They're like on a chain gang. They're gonna go dig some ditches. If you know anything, a lot of prisoners get to leave facilities and do community service. You dig ditches, blah blah. And Otis and all these other prisoners are sitting in the back of this truck, and Otis looks right across the way from him, and it's Rondo, played by Danny Trejo, the bounty hunter. You know, one of the guys that was responsible for Sheriff Wydell getting the 3 from Hell. So Otis looks at him and he's like, you remember me? And Danny Trejo's like, no, man, I don't remember you. And that was kind of that. And then if it goes to another scene where the chain gang is out digging ditches, and I don't even remember exactly what happened, but Otis is able to grab a gun from one of the prison guards and shoot Danny Trejo along with other prisoners and the guards, and is able to escape. All right, so he's escaped. And then he meets up with his stepbrother, I believe. Yeah, stepbrother. We meet another character named Foxy, who is part of the Firefly family, but we never met him or heard about him. But I understand why. Rob Zombie, knowing Sid Haig can't perform, needed to create another character, so he threw in this third guy who you just don't care about him. You know what I mean? He's okay. A couple of his one-liners are kind of funny, but at the end of the day, I'm not invested in this character. I don't care about this character. Basically, they escape. Otis and Foxy go to the warden's house and get the warden, scare him crapless, get Baby out. Here's what you're gonna do, get Baby out. Baby gets released. And then the three of them decide to flee to Mexico. No shocker there. And then when they get to Mexico, this is where there's like a twist. They stay at this little Mexican hotel. It's Day of the Dead time. Everybody's in skull paint. So that adds some coolness to the movie. But the owner of the hotel kind of recognizes these three. So he's on the phone and he calls this guy who is a Mexican guy who ends up being the son of Danny Trejo's character, okay? And I don't know the actor's name, but it's the leader of the Mayans, if you're a Sons of Anarchy fan, so it was kind of cool to see him and like, oh, it's that guy. So he's business, he's serious, Here's, the people who killed his father are at the hotel. All right, thank you, muchacho. I go get them. He's gonna go kill him. So that's like the twist. Like, oh, Otis killed Danny Trejo, so now Danny Trejo's son's gonna go kill them. Is it necessary? Is it needed? No, it's not. Funny thing I want to add, because I got to see the documentary, is there's a few scenes with Rob Zombie just talking about filmmaking and why he's doing this. And there's a scene where he talks about how he hates sequels that kind of rehash things that made the first movies more popular. Basically what he's saying is, I hate sequels that mimic the first movie, where you know what I'm saying, like scenes where it's like, oh, that was kind of in the first one. He talks that he doesn't like that, but he does that in 3 from Hell. There's a scene in 3 from Hell where they're at a hotel before they go to Mexico, and Baby's like, I'm gonna go get a soda, and she goes out on her own. She meets this guy and kind of flirts with him to get what she wants. Very Devil's Rejects-ish when she's kind of flirting with Banjo and the Sullivan singer to get what she wants. Like, nothing, anything too major. But then there's a whole scene in 3 from Hell where Otis, Foxy, and then eventually Baby are at the warden's house. The warden of the prison that's holding the guys and Baby. They're kind of holding the warden hostage, his wife, and this other couple, probably maybe the deputy warden, I don't remember. But that whole scene in the house is very reminiscent of the hotel scene in Devil's Rejects. And it's like, we've kind of been here. Otis is giving his one-liners, he's just kind of sitting and giving his one-liners. They're acting very much more like Charles Manson with these liners, I am the devil, and I am this, and I am that. So it kind of stunk, meaning Rob Zombie's just talking about all this stuff, yet you did that. So that's kind of a letdown. There's no big grand ending. The guy that is gonna get revenge for Danny Trejo, his son, him and his gang all dress in luchador masks called the Black Satans, and they go to the hotel, and there's kind of a showdown. There are some cool scenes. You've probably seen a real quick clip in the preview where Baby has this Indian headdress on. She's got a bow and arrow. That's a really cool scene. That's probably the best scene in the movie, and there's no talking in it. I'll tell you how it ends real quick. The 3 from Hell, it almost feels like, uh-oh, they're done for, but it doesn't happen. They get the Danny Trejo's son, they get him, and end. They kill the gang of the luchadors, the Black Satans. They kill everybody. They put Danny Trejo's son in a coffin. They pour gas on him. They set him on fire. They kill him. And then they kind of, there's flames, and the three of them walk off into the distance, the sunset, and that's kind of where the film ends. So basically, in my opinion, this film wasn't necessary. There were a couple cool scenes. I chuckled maybe a couple times, but if I want to watch a good movie, I will just watch Devil's Rejects. I won't buy this one on Blu-ray. I may watch it again in 10 years, maybe. It was okay. I'm disappointed. I'm glad I saw it. I'll still tell people, see it. Form your own opinion. The original script that Rob Zombie wrote is what I would like to read. Maybe he can make it a graphic novel. I want to know what he had planned for the three. Like my thermos. I got props. I showed this off on the Late Late Horror Show. I got the lunch bucket. Oh, it's got Tiny. It's got the mug shots. It is cool, baby. Bill Moseley, who plays Otis, is in a band called Cornbugs. If you didn't know that, go check them out. Signed by him and everything. I'm a fan. Don't let my little, flowery shirt appearance fool you. I like things that go bump in the night. I'm picky. I'm very picky. But what I like is good and quality and stuff that sits with you. And Devil's Rejects, it's fun. It's funny. The ending, Freebird plays for 8 minutes, but that scene holds you for those 8 minutes. That's it. Hate my opinion, like my opinion. I think since I saw the documentary, I gave a little bit more insight into a movie review, whereas maybe if someone didn't see the documentary, they might not have known, hey, Spalding was supposed to be in this movie, but he was sick and he couldn't, and that stinks. Doesn't he have enough? I guess he doesn't have enough pull. Once you're locked into a movie, you're locked in, so you're like, well, shoot, I gotta make something. Well, let's just try to make the best thing I can. Rob Zombie, if you're watching, because lots of people watch this channel here. I can't get a like to save my life. Do us fans a favor, put it out as a graphic novel. That'd be amazing. You could charge whatever you want for it. People will buy that. So let me know your opinion in the comments below. Did you like the movie? If you did, what did you like? What was your favorite part? Baby with the bow and arrow was probably my favorite part. Did my review maybe open up a new perspective on it? I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. I think I'm gonna go get me some taste of fried chicken. Bye.